welcome in. I'm so excited to have you here today. Today we're talking about something that does not get talked about enough, and not red flags, not trauma bonding, not chaos chemistry. We are talking about white flags in men. So I'm wearing white today. I'm waving the white flag. And I call them white flags because white represents purity. It represents sacredness and new beginnings. The beginning of dating healthy men again. And the beginning of receiving love that feels safe. The beginning of allowing yourself to be led, provided for, and protected. And I feel like men do not get enough credit. Healthy men do not get enough credit. And everything I'm sharing today with you comes from my own life. It comes from my healing journey, working with women in coaching, and just observing relationship patterns for many, many years. And I've seen the same three qualities show up in emotionally mature, high value men. And I've also seen how the absence of these qualities creates confusion, anxiety, and emotional burnout in women. So today I'm giving you three specific white flags to look for that would change your dating life. And this is not so that you can start to judge men, but so that you can trust your body more deeply. So you stop romanticizing potentiality. So you stop explaining away bad behavior. And instead, you start choosing alignments. Hi, I'm Lena. I have your feminine energy and inner work coach. My job is helping women regulate their nervous system, heal attachment patterns, heal those wounds holding them back, activate their feminine energy again, and step into the version of themselves who naturally attracts self-love, who attracts aligned money, businesses, opportunities, and an expansive life. So let's begin. White flag number one. He respects your boundaries without you having to explain. He respects your body boundaries without you having to explain. This one is huge. A man who is emotionally mature does not need to be taught how to respect you. He doesn't rush physical intimacy. He doesn't test how far he can go. He doesn't touch you in ways that make you feel tense or uncomfortable. He doesn't make intimacy comments before emotional safety is built. And I see this happening a lot. A white flag man, though, he allows attraction to unfold naturally. And him respecting your space, it doesn't mean that he's not interested in you. I know sometimes we can wonder that. I know that I did when my boyfriend and I first met. He was so respectful, so kind, so polite, and he didn't even touch me the first 3 months. He didn't, none of that. And it was actually super cute. He just felt like my best friend. But I did wonder, I was like, does he even like me? Silly me. We have such a great relationship too. But what this means is that he has self-control. It means that he values connection over conquest. It means he understands that a woman opens when she feels safe. Safe in her body, safe in herself. And the energy, the environment. So let me give you an example. I once had a client who told me about 2 dates she went on in the same week. Same city, same energy going in, completely different experiences. On the first date, the man leaned in aggressively within minutes of picking her up. And what I mean with aggressive is, his hand just kept finding his way to her lower back and her waist. And then he started joking about stealing a kiss. And she would laugh, she's trying to have a good time, but her stomach was tight. Her chest was closed. And later she told me, she said, I didn't want to seem dramatic, so I went along with it. And the I went along with it literally activates survival mode. And it's creating self-abandonment beliefs inside of you. So you start self-abandoning yourself again. A few days later, she went on another date. This man sat across from her calmly and respectfully. He would make eye contact. He asked really thoughtful questions. He didn't touch her. And at the end of the night, he simply said, I had a beautiful night with you. I'd love to see you again. No pressure, no grabbing, no touching, no making her feel uncomfortable. She let her body felt open and her breathing just slowed down. Her shoulders dropped. That that is the beautiful difference there. And it kind of reminds me of the IKEA effect. We will talk about that later on, but it's a whole new topic in itself. But now, a healthy man doesn't rush access to you. He doesn't make you prove your attraction with your body. He lets the desires start to build. And because real masculine energy protect your beautiful sacred essence, they build that great environment. And here's something so important to remember. Your nervous system always knows if your body feels tight, if your chest starts to feel closed, if your stomach drops. That is information. That is a language that your body is trying to communicate with you. So stop over explaining it away. Stop calling it chemistry if you feel this. It is not chemistry. That is your body asking for safety. So next time you go on a date, remember this white flag. So you know what a healthy masculine man really looks like. I really want you to write this one down. Now, white flag number 2. He is consistent even when there's nothing in it for him. This is where character shows. Because anyone can be charming when they want something. Anyone can text when they're lonely. Anyone can show up when it benefits them. But a white flag man shows up even when it doesn't serve his ego. He keeps his word. He follows through. He communicates clearly and effectively. And he doesn't disappear when emotions enter the room. This one's so important. He doesn't breadcrumb you. He doesn't leave you guessing the whole what are we? Where's our relationship going? He doesn't do that. He's a leader. White flag man's energy is so stable. It is not hard or cold. It is not intense at first and then absent later because he's busy. Not emotionally unavailable, and then suddenly obsessed with you. And this happens again and again. Let me tell you what inconsistency usually sounds like. And it sounds like this. I've just been really busy. Sorry I haven't been able to talk to you. I just haven't had the chance. Now, let me tell you what it feels like. Amazing connection one day, silence the next day. Deep conversations, and then distance the next day. That's breadcrumbing. Talking about a future together, and then confusion. And when women come to me saying, but when we're together, it feels so good. It feels amazing. It feels like magic. Yes. Because chemistry is easy. Consistency is character. And I hear this all the time from women who are healing. They tell me, I feel like I'm always waiting. Waiting for texts, waiting for him to plan the next dates, waiting for plans, waiting for reassurance. And what I see here is that this waiting feeling, that is your nervous system living in anticipation instead of safety. That is survival mode inside a relationship. That is how survival mode activates, and then your energy feels strange. And here's what's really interesting. Sometimes survival mode sounds like it feels boring, good call. He's not that interesting. But I want you to look closer. He texts when he says he will. He shows up when he promises. He doesn't love bomb. He does not disappear. And at first, your system might not know how to receive that because chaos has become so familiar. It is so deeply rooted in you. And peace feels unfamiliar. Your feminine energy does not bloom in unpredictability. It blooms in rea- reliability. So next time you catch yourself thinking a minute's boring, pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I bored or am I just not used to feeling safe? Am I craving chaos or am I learning how to receive consistency? Now, think about these questions. White flag number 3. He takes responsibility, radical responsibility for his inner world. This one changes everything. A white flag man does not blame women for his wounds. He doesn't project his trauma onto you. He doesn't make you responsible for regulating his emotions. He can say, I was wrong, without shaming or feeling guilt. I need to work on that. You're right. That triggered something in me. I will work on it. White flag man reflects, he grows. He doesn't live in victim consciousness. He takes responsibility. He doesn't make excuses for his behavior. He does inner work, whether it's therapy, spirituality, journaling, or self-awareness. It always starts with self-awareness. I've had a client tell me every time I bring something up, he says I'm too much or too sensitive. That right there, that's emotional avoidance. Him trying to not validate you. Others say he shuts down whenever there's conflict. That's nervous system dysregulation. You cannot build divine love with someone who refuses to meet themselves. Is why inner work is so important. You cannot outlove someone's unhealed inner child. And you cannot feminine energy your way through emotional immaturity. A man who takes responsibility creates safety, stability, and a man who avoids it creates survival. And your body always knows the difference. Your intuition will always know the difference. So I want you to pause for a moment and I want you to think about your past relationships. And which of these white flags were present? Um, which ones were missing? Where did you ignore your body? Where did you normalize inconsistency? Where did you overfunction emotionally? And don't shame yourself for not seeing it. Just bring back awareness. Because awareness creates choices. It creates all your choices and decisions. And that is how inner work starts. Now, if you want to become the woman who attracts white flag men naturally, effortlessly, you don't start by fixing men. You start by regulating your nervous system first, healing your attachment patterns, releasing survival mode, and learning how to properly receive. That's inner work. That is the inner work we do inside my coaching and my courses with all of my clients. And if you feel called, you can always book a one-on-one coaching call with me at www.carolinacarranza.com or explore my inner work programs. I recommend starting with Reclaiming Your Sacred Power, where we go deep into shadow work, inner work, nervous system healing, and activating your divine feminine energy life force. And if this video resonates, make sure you're subscribed because we're not here to chase love. We're here to attract it, become that magnet, and become love. And thank you so much for sharing your energy with me today. I really appreciate it, and I love you so much. Bye.